So here we have Juneberries, sometimes called serviceberries, shadbush, Amelanchier is the genus, shadblow, but whatever name you want to call it, this is a beautiful native shrub, and this is a fantastic year for these great edible berries. This is a great plant, and luckily it's heavily landscaped. This is on the side of a road. It's one of our landscape trees. You can see it's absolutely loaded, absolutely covered in berries. And it makes for a beautiful display of white flowers in the early spring, right when the shad are running, thus the name shadbush or shadblow. But people can eat them too. These berries are fantastic eating. I absolutely love them. And so, you know, it's one of those things that I just love to eat them. What a great resource. And even though we can enjoy them for their edibility as well as their beautiful flowers, they're also quite, since they're native, they're quite practical in that they feed all the birds. When I came over here, there was actually a catbird feeding on here, and there was a squirrel on here. And if that wasn't enough, there's over 100 species of caterpillars that feed on the leaves and so forth of this plant. And those caterpillars, of course, then feed, you know, some 90-some% of our terrestrial birds, especially when they're nesting, and almost all of our bats, which eat the moths that they turn into. So a great plant, great resource, super adaptable. Luckily planted, heavily planted in many, many locations now because of its beauty, but then of course it's also quite edible. And this year is even better. It's a banner year, great berries, but not only is there good fruit set, plentiful, but there's a lot less mummy berries. There's a lot less blight this year. You sometimes get, and there's a couple on here, you sometimes get some berries which were affected by a rust, a kind of fungus, and that fungus mummifies the berry, makes them quite nasty, and this blight or this fungus makes them kind of inedible. It's usually transferred from cedar trees, apple rust fungus, and so forth. But this year, even though we had a lot of rain, it didn't seem to make much difference at all. I mean, check the tree out, absolutely loaded, and most of the berries are great to eat. So just remember our shad bush, our Juneberry now, blooming the first week of June. I'm sorry, fruiting the first week of June, as a wonderful edible landscaping for both us and for the animals. And now, with that, I bid you adieu. I am going to get myself a nice, delicious snack of Juneberries.